Greetings, greetings, dear ones. Happy 11th of February, moving into the Valentine's Day weekend. And of course, I have my red and pink quartz heart on and more, bringing that love to the forefront of everything that we can do. But that's very challenging unless you really have learned how to love yourself. And I am so excited today. It's hard to contain all of the wondrous, magical occurrences this week from clients and in my world itself. So I'm going to invite you to suspend a little bit your framework of what you believe reality is and how it works, and take a little journey with me into how it can work. So I entitled this Architects, Ants, and Reality this week because that, when you learn how to, which is what goes on in sessions with clients, is really learning how to communicate with your unconscious, subconscious, and beyond conscious. And that language is not like the one I'm speaking right now. It is rarely linear. It is rarely in English. So it does take not only a learning of a new way of languaging and speaking, and more important than everything, listening. Because this isn't a listening with your head. Your head has a filter that is protective for the child that you were, not knowing that you are no longer. So it's going to filter things and compartmentalize them and categorize them in the ways that would allow that child to be safe, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, as much as possible in situations and dynamics that feel quite the opposite. So in learning this language and being able to communicate with and receive communication from these other parts of you, you are also able to tune into the constant feedback loop, which is the world around us. Whether it's a tree or a cloud or an animal or a phrase that pops up or a song title or a lyric from a song, all of this is at our beck and call. And this week, strangely, again, it's so untypical that it really takes some training and adjustment to be able to receive what seems like odd or disconnected information. So several different times this week, the word architect, the concept of architect, I had a colleague who is framing her work as a parenting architect. I had, it came up in oracle cards this week, and I have been having a visitation, let's call it, by ants in my home. Now, for the past a couple months, they've been in my kitchen, and we have a certain agreement there. They're not going to go into certain places, and if they go too far, then they are going to be swept up and taken outside or elsewhere. So I refuse to put out the gel that they would take back and kill the entire nest. To me, they are beings, and they are and have as much right to be in this world as I do. And it is in my communication with them. They are trying to teach me something. They are trying to show me something. There are no accidents. So I've been working with some of the messages, some of the spiritual messages, symbolic messages, from doing research, and then also just speaking to them and creating a better relationship with them. And this week, I mentioned them because, again, this term architect kept coming up. And in one of the resource books that I have, a very fabulous one called Animal Speak by Ted Andrews, it's an older book, and it speaks about the ant devising so many different ways. There's so many different types of ants, and them devising different ways to construct their homes, whether it's burrows or what have you. And some of them actually create tall ceilings in their homes. So it's not kind of like cathedral ceilings. And one of the things that Ant teaches is that you can be the architect of your life. So been working, of course, with that with clients and that energy for quite some time, but it seems very pointed right now because they're present here. Next thing I know, I have ants up in my bathroom, which is I've never had before, never even seen. There's no food there, can't figure out what they're going after. And little by little, as I was observing them, they were going towards the sink. And as I, again, tried to communicate with them, it came to me that they were thirsty. So I got the caps from the large gallon bottles of water that I use, and I filled it with water and put it up against the backsplash of the counter. And they literally make little lines and help each other to get to the edge to be able to drink. And they're no longer crawling over across my entire sink and counter. And as I'm speaking to a client this week, he is a custom home builder, and he mentioned to himself, he's like, gee, I'd like more exposure with some of the architects in my area. And immediately 3 architects the next day emailed him from, again, completely out of the blue. He had not reached out to them. And as we were working more deeply with his session, it really, he revealed to me that he has ants in his bathroom. And I shared with him my experience of them and read a little bit from the resource book. And it really came down to him experiencing a panic attack this week based on feeling somewhat out of control in regard to what's going on in the economy and investments, etc. And as we worked more deeply, what was embedded into his system and a shifting away from him not having control over any of that to being the architect of his own life. And he has come to hopefully incorporate that in. He's working with the ants and speaking to them as well, and it's with great gratitude that one must acknowledge the teachings of our animal, teachers, our animal guides, as well as, how the universe brings things. Again, architect. You are the architect of your life, your reality. And we are all that. I know that people are feeling very, very just kind of helpless and hopeless with what's going on in the world politically, environmentally, in regard to the environment, in regard to the economy, but that is not the case. We do create our reality. That isn't woo-woo, it isn't metaphysics. Cutting edge quantum physics every single day is bringing more evidence forth, and not just quantum physics, but other disciplines of science, that we create our reality. And when you really transmute those pieces within you that are related to the helplessness and hopelessness and trapped feeling of what you experienced as a child, and creating or transmuting it, it becomes something else. It becomes the opposite end of the spectrum, a full realization and knowing deep within you what you have always known as a soul, that you design and create your reality. So when you can, it's not just about consciously creating your reality, because that's through the mind, but when you transmute these pieces within you that are meant to be there to give you that opportunity. And that's the biggest message that I would wish everyone to come to not just know but feel, is that those childhood experiences were extremely purposeful. You designed them, you laid them out perfectly to be able to follow that map back, transmute these pieces, and be the transmitter of the highest frequency of the opposite of what you experienced. So in this case with my client, he experienced a helplessness and hopelessness in regard to a father issue we were looking at, and him, kind of being at the mercy of. And instead, it's now converting into him having not just the power, but the pleasure and the joy of being the architect of his own life in every area. But that takes a lot of, self-knowing and self-owning, let's say, having sovereignty over and determining your own reality. This is happening, the opportunity for this is happening every day. For all the problems we see in the world, science is creating solutions. This week I came across one science journal writes about university coming up with a polymer, which is a plastic that is stronger than steel, but has the light weight of plastic. Now, any of you who are familiar with the Star Trek movies know that in the fourth movie, where they go back in time to San Francisco and they have to get some whales, to take into the future to answer a probe that's causing destruction. And the engineer of the ship has to create a tank on the ship. And of course, there's nothing in the 80s to be able to hold that much weight of the water and the whales. And so he goes to a plastics factory and he puts in to the computer the formula for what in their time, the 23rd century, is very common. And this is a long time ago. This is 1966 to 69 that someone conceived of that idea, or scientists had just the vague concept that was possible. And here we are today actually creating that. Another company I mentioned last week is taking plastics, which is so detrimental in countless ways to our environment, to our bodies, to everything. And they are creating blocks of plastic, recycled plastic, that can be used instead of cinder blocks in construction. Another university this week, again, so many different disciplines of science are approaching our current challenges. This was a university that was studying chemistry. Again, one of the challenges of recycling plastic is that every time you recycle it, it becomes weaker and does not have any financial impetus to continue to recycle. So it's not attractive to companies. This group of chemists have found a way to break down, which is, by the way, we each create 287 pounds of plastic per year per person. So you're contributing to that pile of plastic that has nowhere to go. It's on huge tugs out in the ocean, it's in landfills, etc. And this chemical study or chemical project breaks it down and makes it into, they've come up with a new method, and it actually makes it into a new material which is stronger and tougher. So instead of lowering the quality, it actually heightens the quality of the recycled material, and so then can be very attractive to companies to not only recycle but to use the recycled material. So my point is that we have so many solutions all around us, and it is our choice. And so in the upcoming group, I'm so excited about this program. This group program I'm going to be beginning next month, March, late March. And it is about redesigning your personal and planetary life. And when you do this, you know, when you have personal wishes, let's say you are passionate about, you know, habitats and about how different animals are being exterminated and becoming extinct. Well, if that's a passion of yours, bringing that to the group and working with that and your own personal emotional connection to that will allow for, again, potentials and possibilities of scientists and, you know, companies, all kinds of opportunities to be able to come up with solutions. Again, if that's something that you are passionate about, again, another journal sent me an article where the reintroduction of some of the larger mammals into their historic habitats will absolutely correct the imbalance in the biodiversity of that particular habitat extremely quickly. So again, we have solutions. There isn't any need to feel into, if you're sensitive, you do feel into what's going on in the world. And you feel it perhaps more acutely. You feel it more painfully. It evokes more within you. Again, no judgment on anyone, but if you're a sensitive, it becomes very, very difficult to hear or read about the damage and about the destruction on our planet. But when you know and realize and practice in a group the power of your wishes and desires and longings and that which you are passionate about being redesigned, the blueprints, that's why the architect kept showing up and showing up. We can design the blueprints for this reality. And each and every person has the power to do so. Each and every person came here for their own particular soul's exploration. And oh yes, by the way, that particular soul's exploration or project that you came to do benefits the whole. Not just in actual actions, but in the energetics and the emotional transmutation of human nature. So it's so exciting. I'm so excited about this upcoming group. Please contact me. Let me know, in the comments what you think about it, what you'd like to see in this group. And it's going to be a 3-month group, minimally, and with extensions thereafter. And it's a very limited size group because there's going to be very much attention, individual working in each session, the once a month sessions. So please think about it and really let yourself feel into the excitement of cutting edge knowledge, of solutions, of possibilities, of potentials. At the beginning of the year, that's what I said the theme is going to be, and it's playing itself out beautifully. Many of you saw the post I put yesterday of almost knocking over my magic lamp upstairs, which I never lean over that way, so it was odd. I made note of it. And then, that was the day I had a session with a client who, immediately after she went to sleep that night after our session, the next morning found 3 people had signed up for her workshop, people she didn't know, had not contacted, from various parts of the world. It was magical, absolutely. And then, as I mentioned, the client earlier today, him voicing the idea, gee, I'd like to be in touch with or have some exposure with architects, and boom, again, no work he had done, no advertising, no reach out email, they just appeared the next morning. So this is the power of your personal transformation, what and how quickly and easily you can redesign your life, and the effect that has, because that client is now aware of the animal teacher of ant. He's connecting to it. My other client was able to feel into and experience the land, the mountains behind her, and in her transmutation this week was able to connect into and create a relationship with those mountains and the environment around them that people are daily destroying. And it's in that acknowledgement, it's in that recognition, it's in that back and forth, it's in that gratitude that these areas and aspects of our planet will continue and flourish. So the helplessness that we feel that we can't affect something, powerful or on the other side of the planet is so untrue. We can, and we do, and we will in this upcoming group, Personal and Planetary Redesign. So please contact me, and in the meantime, I wish you many fun experiments, and the exploration within allows for the transformation without. So big love and excitement to you. And I think the best thing that I would suggest you doing is tuning into your body as much as possible, because there is so much information there. And I was going to close, but I'm hearing that we're just going to do a tiny little touch in to the body and the energy field here and now, given all of this alchemical mix of breaking news and resolutions to the problems that we are experiencing in our world, and the power of the individual in your personal transformation, and how that can create differences in the underlying blueprints of our reality. And that you are, each and every one of you, an extremely powerful being who is here on purpose, for a purpose, and purposefully. You chose to be here at this amazing and exciting time when anything is possible, and that the energetics that are moving and stirring, and the apparent chaos and turmoil that is going on, is the bubbling and stirring and mixing of all different perspectives and choices so that ultimately, in that alchemical mixture, your desires, your wishes are created, which does not clash with any other. We are not trying to control. We are simply sitting deeply in our own longings and desires for how we wish our world to be. You are the designer. You are the architect. You have immeasurable help and assistance and guidance around you. And the more you are able to tune into you, you are able to participate in that back and forth, that feedback loop that is constant and very individually tailored to you within a larger container that every soul on this planet, human, plant, insect, animal, cloud, all are part of this reality and hold a place and purpose and design. When and as you feel that recognition and that acknowledgement and that joy and pleasure in your own ability to design, create in your own unique way, channeling in from your wider self's experience, knowledge, ability, gifts, to power and direct your wishes. Feel the possibilities, feel the potentials. Feel your own individual desire and right to create. Physicalizing as quickly as those that were mentioned, their desires, their wish, their very thought. Settle down deeply within yourself and feel. Experience you as the designer, the architect, the creator. And following and feeling your energy field and your wider self, allowing you to revel in this space between what we call physical reality and your spiritual and energetic being. In a web of energy plastic and malleable. To your desires, your wishes, your dreams. And allowing your energy field and your wider self to gently and slowly move you from what may have felt like a less physical experience, where you're more in your energetic and or spiritual self, back to this (3D), very physically defined reality. And you're welcome to stay in that space if you so choose, or allow your energy field and your wider self to lead you back to continue your day. And I encourage you, if you felt that excitement and that depth of you and your power to create, that you revisit that energetic. It's set into this video in the sacred geometric configuration, as well as energetically by those accompanying this process. Your guides, your team as well, so that you can easily drop back in and spend time in that experience of yourself anytime you choose. And again, I am so excited about the upcoming program, Personal and Planetary Redesign. If you shoot me your email in a DM, I will send you more information. Please feel free to call me and we'll chat about whether it's a good fit for you. There is an application that will be forthcoming when you request joining. And again, it's a very limited group because there's going to be a lot of individual work and attention to readjusting, transforming the pieces in you that prevent you from being this full out and loud creator. So enjoy your weekend, and I will actually see you on Monday, Valentine's Day. I will be doing a short video at that point in time with some energetics, so hoping to see you there. I'll post the time, and in the meantime, enjoy this weekend creating what you want to see in your life. As always, it is with profound honor, gratitude, and love for your presence here on the planet. Be well.